No. Welcome back to October Daily Live. I'm going to pull up my link here real quick. I am working on getting all of my pages designed. Oh, good. We are live. Hello. Hi, everyone. Happy November 2nd. How is your week going? Does it feel kind of weird since Monday felt like it was a Friday or a Saturday, and now it's what, Wednesday? Crazy. Hello. So today I was hoping to be able to get through, I've got stuff everywhere. Anyways, I was hoping to be able to finish my October daily today. However, I was only able to finish designing story number 29 and 30. So tomorrow I'm going to do a layout for Dia de los Muertos, but I'm also going to do the layout for the 31st because I just didn't have enough time this morning to get that finished. So, or to get it like designed and everything printed. So we'll do that tomorrow. So today we're going to work on story number 29 and 30. I'll show you kind of what I'm planning to do for 31. And then tomorrow we will finish story 31, which will finish October daily. And then we will do one layout for my Dia de los Muertos album. And then next week we will start on Project Life. So very excited that this project is almost done. Almost. We're so close. All right, so let me go ahead, turn you to tabletop view, and we will get going. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Susan, I saw your album that you completed. You shared the last layout. I think you shared that today. And I just have got to tell you that I've loved your fall album. Absolutely loved it. All right, plug us in here. And make sure we are all set to go. All right, looks good. Okay, so this was for, actually I've got this photo is actually for my Halloween day for the 31st. So I'm just gonna cut this out and put it into an envelope. This will be for tomorrow. So I had pulled out, I'm using my last 4 design prompts for these couple of pages that we've got left. So for story 29, I'm going to be using the embossing prompt, design prompt. For day 30, I'm going to be using some old book pages. For 31, I'm going to be using a flip out. And then I have like one final photo that will go on the back of day 31 just to complete the album. So for that one, I had a leftover design prompt. I think it's because for the, what is it? The bucket list that I did at the beginning of the month. I never pulled anything for that, and I didn't take anything out of my cup. I could have taken out the grid one, but I didn't. So I'm just going to use that last one, which is stamping, for the final page. All right, and then that'll be all of them. I've done all of the prompts for this month, which is it's been really fun to do this project in that way. All right, usually I have these already trimmed out and ready to go, but this morning, so on Wednesdays, I take Jonah to my mom's house and she watches him for the day. And when I go over there, we generally sit down and just kind of like chit chat for a couple hours before I come back home and get to work. So this time I was like, Mom, I can't stay forever because I got to get home. I'm not prepared for my live today. I need to go home and design pages. And then we got chatting, we got talking, I haven't seen her. Well, I mean, she came for Halloween and stuff, but we haven't just been able to sit and chat for a couple of weeks because our family was sick and then she's been sick. So it's like this whole thing. Anyway, so we got to chatting and wouldn't you know it, a couple hours passed. I looked at my phone. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go. I got to go right now because I need to go home and design pages. So that's why I'm a little disorganized. Okay, so we've got, this is going to be day 29. This is going to be day 30, or not day, I should say story. Story 29, story 30, and then 31 we will do tomorrow. All right, I don't need that. I do need this. So let's start with the first one here. Let me get this opened and all that. Michelle, hi. It has been a while. How are you? What have you been up to, Michelle? Sorry, I'm plugging something in. I'm probably sounding far away. Okay, get that plugged in. All right. Okay, so here we go. Story 29. Okay, so for this one, I pulled out embossing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to emboss my numbers onto some vellum because I think that will be really fun. I printed off my journaling onto this card from the October Stories by the Month kit. This is October is, and then there are 5 sections to fill out. I just kind of generally filled it out about, some things about October, but then also about going over to a friend's house with the family to do our pumpkin carving this year. So what I'm going to do with this card is attach it back to back with a photo that I printed. So this photo is a 6x4, but I printed this where it's essentially 2 3x2 photos right on top of each other. Not 3x2, 3x4 photos on top of each other. So normally when I print out my 3x4s, I print them on a 6x4 and I cut them in half, and that's how I get the borders on them, right? Or just in general, printing off 2 on the one piece. For this one, I'm going to leave them together because I want it to cover up the whole back of this card. So we're going to do that here. Attach those together. That way I've got some additional photos from our day and also a home for my journaling. Okay, but it is a little bit too, there we go. A little bit too long there. All right, so then this one my friend took a photo of all of the pumpkins on lawn chairs next to their bonfire, and I loved this picture. It's really cute. So I wanted to use that one. And this was everybody who had come to the pumpkin carving day at their house. And then I have a large photo that is just our family making scary faces except for Izzy, who is, not participating, which is totally her MO. But that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna let her do her thing and be her grumpy little self when she feels like it. So what I've got is the Allie Edwards retro numbers. I like the way that these work with a couple of the wood veneer pieces. These are wood veneer titles that were an add-on to the October Stories by the Month kit. So I've got Embrace the Changes, which, isn't like a whole lot about our story, but it is like super fall looking in these pictures. And I thought, that could be good. Or I've got the title, which kind of correlates to scary faces and whatnot. I don't know. I just kind of pulled some things, right? So with the stamp here, I want to emboss the number 29 onto vellum and then put that in the sky portion of this photo. And that's going to be how this will, how this prompt will come to life on my layout today. So I've got 20 and a 9, and I'm going to grab my Versamark ink. And we're just going to go for it. So a couple things I'm going to want are 1, ink, 2, stamp, and that. 3, I'm going to do this in gold. So gold, which we'll go ahead and get that open. And 4, I need something to do this inside of. So, which I, of course, I don't have anything. So I'm going to run downstairs and grab a paper plate, and I'll be right back because that will help me keep this powder and everything contained. So hold on for just a second. Okay, paper plate. Here we are. So we just had a bunch of family over for Halloween. It was planned, and it also wasn't planned. So we luckily had a bunch of paper plates in the basement from when we hosted Jonah's birthday party. And let me make sure this is all. I feel like right there. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so we had a bunch of paper plates in the basement, and it was awesome because then I just brought that up for Halloween when everybody ate, and no dishes, you know? Okay, so powder, I'm gonna tap that off. That looks pretty darn good. And let's emboss this. Okay. So I'm going to turn this thing on here for a second and get it hot first, and then we'll heat it on there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this on, heat it up. While I do that, I'm going to stamp out the 9 and put some powder on it, and then we should be good from there. So here we go. This is going to be loud, I think. At least it sounds loud to me. Okay. Okay. All right, so right, there we go. So I got it hot first so I didn't have to bake my vellum for too long, essentially. All right, so for now I'm going to put this away, but I have another sentiment that I'm thinking about doing in black. I should probably clean this off too. Okay, so a little crafting, Michelle, believe it or not. What are you making lately? What have you been working on? All right, so we'll put this to the side for now. I'm done with the numbers. So I'll put those back away. We're off to the side. Hey, kitty, kitty. All right, so now I want to go ahead and fussy cut these out of this vellum. So we'll just do that. Set that to the side for a moment. And then I also want to use some of this vellum on the last page I created. Oh, and I should probably... Okay, I also need to put away the rest of this powder. All right, let's see if I can do this without making a giant mess. I'm going to do this over the garbage. All right, that actually worked out good. That worked out pretty good. Okay, so save the powder. All right, now you down there. The other page. So the last page I worked on was this one. Okay, was this one right here, right? So I've got the title page with the pocket here, and inside the pocket is additional journaling and an additional photo as well. So I'm starting on the back side of this pocket, and what I thought I could do, since it is a treat bag, go ahead and put that away too. It's got this part right here, right, where it's kind of open on both sides. But I only need that front slip for putting my photo into the page. So what I want to do is to create a band that's going to go across here, and it will hold whichever of these I choose. It's going to hold that in there, and then this piece will slide in behind it. So it's going to look like that with a full page photo. That is my plan. So what I need to do is cut this. How did I get ink all over me? Did I stamp something in black? No. Oh, you know what? It's from this. It's from that cloth. Like, where did that come from? Okay. Minor freak out. All right, so I'm thinking let's start at the 2-inch mark and see how does that look? Is 2 inches what I'm gonna want? I think so. Right, because if you go in there, whatever, maybe up higher, sure. And then you go on there. I kind of like the black. The Embrace changes black better than the orange. So I'm going to use that one. Okay. I think 2 inches is probably good. So to make this work, actually I also pulled out one of these vellum strips to see if I wanted to put that in between these two, and I do not. Or I also have one of these little things, and I kind of like this one, this Ghoulishly Great Halloween. So I'm going to cut this into a banner shape by just cutting off that circle part so it's no longer a tag. It seems even enough. It's got this little bit of, there we go. And then I wanted to put this in the center here just to separate the two photos, and I like the way that that looks. So we're gonna do that. And the nice thing about this is then when we put that embrace changes over the top, it actually covers up the sentiment, a ghoulishly great Halloween, but you can still see the banners underneath, which is kind of cute, I think. All right, so there is the photo. Let's position it here in the middle as best we can. And then I want my tiny attacher. This is going to go in the middle, right there. So, actually maybe I should do it the other way first, this way, probably. See, right about there, I suppose. And then I'm going to lift this up on the edge here and just staple it like that. And do the same on the opposite side. Like that. Trim off the excess that I don't need. Maybe I should do it this way. Okay. That gives me the little band. And then that can go with some red line tape onto the page. Just to make sure it's extra secure. Okay. Then it lets the back of this bag help me tell some more of the story, or at least help me document more photos and hold my journaling. Have purpose, right? Okay, so then you are going to slide down in like that. And I will also use a paper clip to help hold it there too, because I know it'll fall out, you know, if I pick the album up. So we'll keep that there. And then for my paper clips, I've got a couple. I think I already used a star this year, so maybe I'll use one of these cute little moons. Nope, other way. Okay, you. Actually, I can do it this way, right? Yes, I can. So prefer it on this side. So we'll put it like that. Which is pretty cute. And then that will hold it in place. I don't have to worry about it falling. That will be the back side of this done. And then it's just to do the number. Ooh, Lynn, hi. Let me see what you got. So you're, Michelle, you're in full swing for October daily, not filming, no pressure. Sometimes I get that. I totally get that the filming stuff can become a lot of pressure. I've really enjoyed personally working on these live here on Patreon because it encourages me to still, you know, make my layouts, tell my stories, put the album together, and get it done. But at the same time, there's not the editing and the voicing over and all of that stuff. But I still feel like I even feel pressure to get some more of my videos up on YouTube. And I don't know right now what I will or won't share anymore, because I think there's such a short window of time for people to be interested in them and to do all of the work of getting them posted and then nobody watches them. You know, it's kind of like a waste of time. So I might just share. I've got a couple more that are just ready to go. That I need to, I think I need to edit the descriptions of them, I think is it. Just adding in any kind of links and they're ready to go. So I think I'm going to share those and then just wait until next year to do the rest of it. Won't even make it halfway through the album. Whatever. You know, it is what it is. Anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. Work is crazy, Lynn. That's no fun. Especially for the beginning of the month. And prep day has started. Yep. Haven't opened your tea boxes yet. You should, Michelle. You should try out lives. They're fun. It's you know, it's a different kind of work or a different kind of like energy that goes into them, but still they're really fun. And you just get to hang out with people while you make stuff, which is what I really enjoy about it. I would come to your lives. For these, I'm leaving a small little outline of the vellum around the number itself. And then we'll attach it. You won't be able to see through the gold part, the embossed part. So I can probably just use roller adhesive to attach these and not have to worry about more staples or anything, you know, anything like that, which is pretty cool too. Okay, so there's my 29, which is going to go on the photo here. So I wanted to put this up here at the top, the 29, and it looks so good. And then I was thinking about taking this stamp set that says imperfect and okay and stamping that on maybe like some pattern paper and embossing it in black and putting that across almost like a small banner, or I could put it at the bottom. So let me see what I've got in terms of pattern. And we'll go from there. So, whoops. I've used this a couple times on this project this year. I don't know. I also have journaling cards because, you know, sometimes these have a pattern on them that's subtle enough anyway, because I need something fairly subtle. Okay, new, which is going to be none of those. What about, do I have anything here? That would work. I could use that orange from the Moments card, or this one. Maybe I'll try this. I'm going to try that. That way I can keep my Moments card all together. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to cut that all apart. Okay. Let's try this. And then I'll put this away. That was a piece of a pattern paper that I just kind of threw in. Actually, I want to make sure that's the last of it because it does have a spider web on the back, which does work as a 3x4. So let's just double check that. So maybe I want to keep that as a 3x4 for next year. I've also got this. That could work too. It's not as vibrant, but it doesn't need to be. I didn't use very many of the Halloween mini kit pattern papers this year. So maybe next year. I'll have to decide next year if I want to do a book again. I mean, I've really liked doing the deconstructed, reconstructed children's book. Super loved it. I can't wait to put them together, which I'm hoping to get done this weekend and then do a flip through next week of both volumes. And I might, maybe that's what I'll share on YouTube, is just the final flip through of both albums with a, like, next year I'll post my process videos in September for this. But just so you can see how it all turned out, here it is. Maybe that's what I'll do. Or, you know, anybody who wants to see it right now can. It's all here on YouTube, or on Patreon, I mean. Or they can just wait. Okay. Anyway, I did not use a lot of those pattern papers because they were so 6x8 oriented, you know, that it was difficult to get them into a smaller size. At least it was for me. So we'll see if next year if I do the book, or I've also been thinking about, like, do I want to try to do a 6x8 album? But the thing is I really like having the smaller album in October, because then in December when I do something big or bigger, it feels exciting to change, because you get bored of doing the same thing eventually. All right, so I'm going to put this like here. Or, no, I want to put it right here. And we'll see how this looks. And if we don't like it, if it's not cute, well, it doesn't have to go on, right? So, paper plate. I'm going to heat this thing back up again. Okay, ouch. I think I got it. That like burnt my finger though. That hurts. Okay, so we've got imperfect and okay. Which I liked that sentiment because first of all, our pumpkins were imperfect. They always are. And that's okay. That's how they're meant to be. So it relates to that. But then also, we're making, you know, we're all making scary faces in this photo, except for Izzy, who is being grumpy at the time. She was over it, which is a common occurrence. And so our picture is imperfect, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's still okay. It's good. All right. So what I was thinking about doing with this is chopping it down to have that same kind of tag feel as we did with the tag that I cut earlier. It'll be a little fatter though. And we'll see what I think about it. So, like, it might need to go, I was thinking in the middle originally, but I mean, what I could do, here's what I could do, is just kind of like cut this closer to the ampersand, or, you know, kind of cut out the ampersand here in the middle. We'll see. Okay, so then if I do banners on the end of this part, what does that look like? Or I do kind of like that because it brings in some of the black from this title. Should also clean you off. Get more black on my fingers from this thing. I need to wash it. Need to wash that thing real bad. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use it because it is imperfect and it is okay. And I feel like it would be going against exactly that if I nixed it, right? Just because it's not perfect. So we're gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some adhesive to this part. We'll stick it down directly onto the photo. So I'm thinking like, maybe just like right in the middle here. We're gonna go for it. Okay, and then, do I want the 9 on top? It's easier to see the number, I think, if the 9 is on top versus the 2. Although, I don't know. These turned out really good. Like, that makes me want to go just make a bunch of these to have on hand. I'll have to try this. I'll have to do this for December too, because yeah, that looks really good. Okay, so 29. I think I will go ahead and put the 9 on the bottom. Yeah, so Tammy, it was so funny because Leilani, I think she posted her video and I posted my plans almost at the same time. So we both, and I'm sure she'll comment on this because she watches a lot of these, but we were like, oh my gosh, you're doing a book too. I'm doing a book too. That's so exciting. And I loved it because Leilani has such a unique style to her projects that it's been really fun to see. It's been really fun to see her style translated into the book. Just like it's been fun for me with my style to figure out, well, how do I translate my style into a book, you know? And then Laura, because the idea for me, I got because Laura's been doing the deconstructed books and I loved them. So was like, oh, October is the perfect time to give this a try, right? And it's been really, really fun. I definitely want to do this again in the future. All right, so with that, oh, geez. Okay, I'm pulling over some of these. I still feel like, do you guys feel like it needs something like still in the middle of all that gold? Part of me feels like it does. Like, what if I'm not going to put anything on there yet, but like I could put my favorite holiday. That actually looks kind of cute. I like that. How big is this? This one's so big though. I feel like that's awkward. This one says, in this town we call home, everyone hail to the pumpkin song, which is kind of, I really like that for the pumpkins, but it's too big. So no to you. We've got Halloween is a real treat. Pumpkin patch. I could put orange up there. I kind of like that one too. So wait, we got that one I like, or this one I like. What else do we have? Oh, I could put like a star up here. It just feels like it needs something. There's like the gold numbers, the statement here. I feel like it needs like one more thing. Maybe just that. Maybe just that, and then that's pretty simple. I think I'm going to do it. We're doing it. It's going down. It's going on. We're calling that a day. What is the alley? Just stick shit down and move on. Yep, that's what we're going to do right there. So onward and upward. All right. So that's story number 29. Again, I've got a journaling card on the back side of this picture, which is just on there with the little clip. My journaling for the story just talks about getting together with friends to carve pumpkins this year. And then it slides back on. What am I hitting? Okay. Slides back on here like that. Okay. So there we go. Another story done. I really like this one. That turned out really, really pretty. Okay, so on the back side of that is going to be story number 30. I'm going to clean up some things here quickly before we move on to the next one, just because I can't work with all the clutter. It does bring the white over from the back, Michelle. You're right. You're right. Do you ever like stick something down on a page and you have, I love this. I love when I put something down on a page and I'm like, I don't know what it is about this, but it just like feels good. You know, like it feels right. And then you guys will be like, yeah, it's because, like Michelle, you're like, yeah, it brings over the white from the bag. I'm like, that's probably why it feels good. You're right. You're so right about that. All right, so putting away this heat gun, getting this out of the way because we are done with embossing. So the next layout I've got here is using book pages, old book pages. So of course I'm going to use pages from the original book that I deconstructed because that is an homage to the book that I used. So I've got 2 photos. Here is my starting point. I have a full page photo. This is at Izzy's school. At the end of the day on Halloween, they do a parade of all the kids. And I invited my parents to come and watch the parade with me and Aaron. And they picked up Jonah from the neighbor's house and brought him there. He goes to our family friend's house who live in the same neighborhood as my parents. So they just picked him up, met me at the school. And then after the parade, I had my parents take a picture with Izzy, and I love it. So that's going to be the big one. And then this other photo here is a collage of photos from their Halloween party and the Halloween parade. So I've got like, this one is Izzy. They mummified her with toilet paper. And I loved this. It's just one of my favorite pictures. I considered taking this one and making it a double page photo. But when I cropped it, it just didn't quite crop the way I wanted it to. So then I chose to go with this photo and then a collage. So I've got the toilet paper. I've got a full class photo with everybody in their costumes. Izzy waving at us as she's walking by in the parade. I was able to go to her Halloween party in the morning, or in, the earlier part of the day, and help out. So I have a picture with her with some props. And then Jonah, who is at our family friend's house, they decorate their house for Halloween every year and go kind of crazy. Like, they've got all of the creepy things outside. It's really awesome. So they took Jonah around and he took pictures. So I've got a picture of Jonah with Dracula. And as you guys know, my kids are not afraid of that stuff. So they're just like, yeah, pose with the creepy stuff. But, they won't pose with their family, but they'll pose with the creepy stuff. I'm definitely not feeling, salty over that at all. Maybe I just need to put on a creepy mask and then they'll pose with me. So, photo. So this is the foundation for my story. So then I pulled out 2 pages from the original books that we are working with today. The books that I have they're both from the same publisher. Are they by the same author? No, they are not by the same author, but they are by the same publisher, and the books are the exact same size and had the same look to them. So one of them is The Ghost of Windy Hill, and the other one was called, what are you called? The Haunted Cove. So throughout the book, it's mostly words. It's kind of a chapter book for maybe middle grade, maybe a little bit younger, potentially like late elementary school and through middle school, potentially early high school, somewhere in there, so middle grade. And interspersed kind of randomly, or they're pretty sparse really, the number of photos or images, illustrations that they had in the book, but there were a few. This one is a picture of the ghost of Windy Hill, coming up on the 2 kids sitting on a rock. And then this one is the kids, they are like up in this tree fort kind of thing looking out, and they've got like pinstripe types of outfits on, and it just has that vibe of Halloween-ish. So I cut these down because I ripped them out of the book. They did not rip out nicely. The edges were very, ripped looking. So I trimmed them down so they are about a half an inch skinnier or narrower than the photo itself, right? So what I want to do is to create a flip where the book pages lie on top of the collage below, and then it opens up this one can go here. Yes, this one can go here. And then I've got this, and I'll put a little tag collage here at the bottom to hold journaling. So there's my long-winded story of how this came together. So one of the things I noticed after I printed off my photo here is there is a little bit of the photo showing through on this side. So what I decided was to pull out some of this mummy cloth trim, and I'm thinking I'm going to put it in between the two pages so that the cloth comes out, and so you can still see a little bit of the color underneath, but it'll help give a little bit of separation between the page itself and the photo behind it. So I'm going to try that out, see what happens. And then we'll go from there, and then we'll build this in as a flip element. So I need some regular old paper. Actually, I have. Did I throw that away? No, I put it over here. I have this that I printed my journaling on. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and do, I'll do 1.5 inches. Strip, we'll fold this in half, and that will become the hinge in between the papers and then the back side of the photo. I struggled with this prompt a little bit, the old pages, because I don't generally have a very vintage style when it comes to documenting, which a lot of times the older book pages are used in a lot of junk journals and vintage looking projects. And that's just, it's not that I don't like it. I actually really like it. I just, no matter what, even if I intend to have a more vintage look to my pages, they just don't go that way. They're a little more modern, I think, because I like things to feel really clean. So most of the ideas that I came across for book pages were very much, you know, using it as a layer of paper underneath, or using it as a foundation, a base for photos and cards, that sort of thing. And that wasn't really what I wanted to go for. So I considered turning them into a tag, which I've seen Leilani do in some of her projects. And I loved the look of the which side is this going on? The look of the vintage book tags. I think they're super cute. But then I wanted more space, of course, to include photos and words. So I was like, well, why don't I just use the book page as like a page, and then as a decoration, and then use it to hold some more stuff and to cover up some hidden pictures and stuff. So anyway, that's how we got here. If I didn't already have a bunch of layouts where I've used circles and half circles and journaling in shapes, I also think it would be really cool to take the older book pages and cut them into circles like we did with the mostly digital page, where I had the top portion was pattern paper and the bottom portion was journaling. I think that would be super cool to do with illustrations from an old book or with the words from the old book. Another thing that I thought about doing, but it was just going to take too much time, was to read through some of the pages and look for words or phrases that I could take out and build my own story with, kind of like we did with the tiny phrase stickers. I think that would be super cool too. And a definite Halloween vibe, or just vintage vibe, right? Okay, so here's where this is going to get a little tricky. So I'm going to add some adhesive here onto the book page. And then I want to stretch out this mummy cloth. And I just want it to poke out a little bit. And it's okay if it's frayed because it is mummy cloth. And that just kind of makes sense for mummy cloth. Okay, I think like right there. And we'll cut it a little far for now, and then I'll trim it once I get the 2 pages together. Okay, so then I think what I'll do is add some adhesive here on this page, and then I'll do it here on this page. We'll see how this goes. Okay. Amber, yes. It's we do. We look a lot like my mom. My mom's family genes are very strong. Because my mom, I think, looks a lot like her mom, which I suppose means we all look a lot like my grandma. But yes, we do. We have a very, very similar look to us all. All right, so coming in here, getting my head in the way so I can stick these pages together. Oops, sorry, I think I just knocked my camera. Ow, come on now. All right, so we've got the 2 pages together. I'm just going to complete this part back here. Come on. Ugh. Okay, so that I've got my hinge. We've got that. Mummy cloth is secure, at least secure-ish. I could stitch it, but I'm not going to because I don't feel like getting my sewing machine out. So we're not going to do that. And then this is going to go on the back side of my collage photo. So we'll line this up here and pull this down. Okay, there. So that gives me my flip out here. All right, so these now go together like that. And I think that looks really cool. So on the back side of this one, on here, I want to add this tag, which says strange things did happen here, which I am, I should say, what is it to say? I was definitely going to use. I was itching to use, wanted to use. It's one of my favorite pieces from the mini kit. I definitely did this wrong here. It's kind of bubbly, but you know, it'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. So I've got a tag that says Best Costume Award that I'm thinking about putting right here, but I want to cut it down a little bit. It's too big, too long. Whoops. There, that's better. So if I put that here, and then the strange things did happen here, like that, this is where my journaling is. And I wanted this to kind of go down in there like that. So you could take it out and read the journaling. I think I can make this work. So we're going to begin by adding a little bit of adhesive to the bottom. I'm going super thin on this one with my 1/8 inch because I want that tag to be able to come underneath it. A cat has decided to lay right at my feet, which means I keep accidentally kicking him. Like, you gotta move, man. I keep forgetting that you're there. And then this one, okay, I want you to go along this side. And the bottom and the middle. Okay, we're gonna leave this side open so again it can slide down in there. And then those will hold it there so it doesn't fall off. I do want to add some twine, I think. I don't have any. Next year I need to get some black and white ribbon or some like orange ribbon. I don't have very many ribbons. I have a purple, sparkly purple. Ooh, but sparkly purple, there's a lot of purple in this. That's my sparkly purple. Okay, wait, I lied. I'm doing this. Because how can I not? Except it's gonna get glitter everywhere, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. So we'll add a little bit of this purple here, because why not? Can I go all the way down? Well, let's make sure you're somewhere in the middle. Mostly because I accidentally ripped part of the front of this tag off. So we'll do that. Clip here, there. It gives me a little bit of purple there. And then for this one, that one I might just want to use some of the twine. On it, just to, I printed this on fabric just because I wanted to see what that would look like. And it's cool, I like it. So we'll go like that. Can I squish you together more? Okay. Okay, so we'll go like that. All right, so we can stick this down. Maybe I actually want to put a little bit here at the top too. Like right there. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out. Okay, so there we go. So now it's just a little hidden journaling that only really I know about. But that's okay. All right, so we've got that. So that folds over like that. My number, I think I'm gonna do, I brought out both white to do 30. So I could do a white 30, a pink 30. I kind of like the pink with her, or I had this 30, but we just did gold. So I don't really want to do gold. I'm thinking this one. Yeah, let's just do it. It's not purple, but that's okay. So if I do $30, and I probably need to put some glue on them because they've lost a lot of their stick. We'll do that, and then not you, not you. Too big. Oh, this one. This is all dressed up. I think we'll put that on there. So let's glue those down so they don't come back up. What I need to decide is, do I want to put anything over here on that larger picture, or do I want to just leave it? Maybe I'll pull out my embellishments. We'll see what I got. And if there's something that seems cool, we'll do it. And if there's not, then we'll leave it. So just adding a tiny bit of this liquid glue onto the back of these numbers so they stay. And all dressed up. Okay. All right, let's see what I got. If anything looks. Anything looks usable. So I have a lot of embellishments still, or a lot of die cuts left in my stash. That's okay. I love die cuts. I feel like I used a lot of them this year too, but must have accumulated more. I did use a lot of die cuts that I hoarded this year, so I will call that a win. All right. What do we have? We've got, that's actually kind of cute. Maybe. No, 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 no. Maybe just to bring in some more of that orange. I also kind of like, there's already a lot of brown on this, because the brown in this photo, I feel like pulls in the brown from the book page, which helps them go together. Okay. Got some word phrases. I haven't yet watched any of the product play lessons. I'm very excited to start watching them. I think I'll probably start next week and just catch up on a bunch of them at a time, because I wanted to finish this project first before I got too excited. about anything else. And I also have Dia de los Muertos and getting some of my project life figured out. So I'm like, once I have some of that under my belt, I'm super excited to dive in. So I know today was Morgan's, right? And Monday, or not Monday, the 1st was Allie. No. Okay. Here's an orange one, which, no. No. Okay. She's cute. She would have been perfect. But alas. Oh, I do have a purple Happy Halloween. No. And I feel like I might have enough to go on over here. So this is all going to be very similar. What do you say? Haunting. I do have a couple more bats left. These feel a little too cartoony though for this. All right, so I'm thinking nope, too big. All right. So my thought is I could do, this banner's even a little too big too. I was thinking I might be able to do this like Happy Halloween with the little purple label underneath it. And then maybe like got like a pink star. Ooh, I could put beautiful in there. I might, where's all my stickers? Oh, this has a little asterisk. Okay, so I could put the asterisk over here to tie in those and put the rest up at the top. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll go, okay. All right, so we're gonna put the beautiful word phrase in the center of the purple label. Then Happy Halloween banner. Can go like that. Good. Okay, and then all of these pieces can go up here. And to tie in the puffy stickers, can I just like, yes, so I don't have to get that glue back out. I'll put one right there. Okay, so I think that is going to be the end of this. Oops. Okay, back in the cauldron. Get back in there. And I flung one across the room. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So here we go for story 30. So we'll grab this over here. So then this will connect to the back side of, oh, there we go. It'll connect to the back side of the previous day. So we'll have 29, right? So 29 and then 30. And then this opens. We've got more photos. I could add embellishments on these photos as well. I don't know. I'm not really feeling like it. You know what I'll do? Here's what we'll do. Because I don't really want to pull all of my embellishments back out. So what we'll do instead is we're just going to put some tiny phrase stickers and maybe some of these stars on the photos. Let's do that. So we'll do Jeepers Creepers on Izzy and her mummy. We can do we've got purple, pink, and black. So I think I won't, even though orange, you know. Oh, I got some orange down here though. But I think I'll stick to black and pink. So we've got 'Tis the Season to Be Spooky. Can go there. And then would you fit down here? Master of Disguise. Because that's kind of funny. I think if I cut this down just a tad bit, it'll fit. Okay, so we'll go Master of Disguise on this one of Izzy and I. Let's do a I think I'm going to put a star here, and I'm going to put a star here. And then we can do what do I want to do here? We can do like, no, I don't want to do that. I kind of want these two to have pink ones on them. So, like what little words do we have? 31st. Okay, and then and then maybe like freaky. Okay. There we go. All dressed up. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got story 30. For this one, all I said on this little pull-out tag down here, right, is this year I was so excited that parents were allowed to attend Izzy's second grade Halloween party. I volunteered to help out and enjoyed seeing all of the kids in their costumes, having a blast. The best part was the mummy wrap game. Later in the day, my parents met Aaron and I at the school so we could all watch the Halloween school parade. It was so cute. It was. They have like the best time showing off their costumes. So there we go. So now all that is left is day 31. There we go. Day 31, which is going to be a double page layout. And then there will be one final photo that will go on the back. And then that will complete volume 2, which has come together really well. Like it's all gonna fit. And that's very exciting. All right, friends. So tomorrow, I have a live on the Instagram, on the Allie Edwards Craft the Story Facebook group. I'm actually going to attempt, we'll see how it goes, wish me luck. I'm going to attempt to stream simultaneously to the Craft the Story group and the December daily group. So both at the same time. And I'm putting together my intro page, my reason why page, and the inside calendar cover, essentially. Or the inside cover, I'm putting a calendar for my December daily. So that's what I'm working on tomorrow. That's going to be at noon, 12 p.m. Eastern time over on Facebook. So that's Craft the Story and hopefully also at the same time, December daily Facebook groups. So that is happening tomorrow at noon. And then after I am done with that, I'm going to have a very brief break. And then I will be here with you guys live at 2 p.m. And we're going to finish this album. So we'll work on day 31. And then we will also create my layout for Dia de los Muertos. And then that will finish everything for October. All of my October / Halloween / this type of year storytelling. And then we're going to dive into Project Life. So excited for all of that. So I'll see you back here at 2 p.m. for finalizing October daily. All right, until then, have a great rest of your day, friends. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed chilling while or working or cleaning or crafting while I was here with you. All right, see you tomorrow, friends. Bye.